Hello, folks. Hello, iGoat chat. How's it going? Let me know if you can hear me and if the quality of the audio is good. My producer is saying my microphone too loud, or maybe I'm talking too loud. I don't know. The music. I'll just kill the music. Howard, how are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope all is well on your side. Whoever else is there, just drop your name, say hello, say where you're logging in from, and where you're watching us from, and let's say hello. If you're new, this is iGoat Chat. We talk about all things goat and small farm business, and we just try to share with people our experience, things that we've learned, and try to inform people on how to execute best practices. And we also get into heated debate with guests, and sometimes, sometimes people don't like what we have to say, and sometimes we don't like what people have to say. But at the end of the day, we respect everybody, and we just keep it, you know, straight, like say it like it is. Um, Tonight, I want to talk about goat dairy because who don't know, if you're new, that is Cava Ranch focus is goat dairy. So we had the opportunity this past week to participate in an amazing event that the JDDB put on, which is Jamaica Dairy Development Board. Well, number one, first off the bat, I got to give the JDDB team a round of applause. It's a small team, but since we've been working with them and doing stuff with them and them helping us in various capacities, they are laser focused on what they're about. If they say they're going to do something, you don't have to worry if it's going to get done. It is going to get done. And they're very, 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 what do you call it? Interactive. Their response time is amazing. And they're willing to help you with any way, shape, or form as long as they have the capability of helping you. So I gotta big them up, big up the team, led by Paul Devon Sayers, or Devon Paul Sayers. I don't know which one comes first. But we all know that Paul and I have been back and forth on different discussions and debates on different sides of the fence. But one thing I know is that I respect him and he respect me, and we've always agreed to disagree on things. And but I gotta give him props. He's leading a team, and they're doing amazing work. They are definitely moving the needle in a positive way when it comes to dairy in Jamaica. That that event was like, I call it a focus group. It was like a discussion, and first they tell us what their plans are, how they plan to execute things and to help move the dairy sector forward. And they're open to discussions. There was, lively discussions, inputs on all levels, and well, I wouldn't say all the major players because I don't know all the major players, but there are quite a few major players in the dairy sector that was there, and it was very informative, very kind of casual, but it was a small group, and you could tell everybody was focused on business. It was serious business. There was no BS. What I mean? If somebody had a comment or a suggestion or an objection to a suggestion, it was heard and it was respectfully received, and explanations were clear. There was no, let me see if this, no, it was straight talk. If somebody said, oh, we've been waiting on XYZ for so long, there was a straight answer on why. I had to respect that. Like, it was straight answer. Okay, this is the reason why it hasn't been done, or this is the reason why this is taking so long. And you can question it, but the facts are the facts. And they were straightforward with all answers, and it was a great event. I enjoyed my. I was there. There was a 3 day event. We went for 2 days because we have to drive from country to town, since we gotta take care of our business here. So we didn't go the third day, but we're there the first 2 days, and it was an amazing event. I gotta give them props. Gotta big up the JDDB. They're doing amazing work, and I implore people to support them. I feel, it's just my personal opinion, they're the most effective agency in the agricultural sector. From day one, dealing with them, it's all been nothing but positive. If they say, oh, I'm going to try to do this, it's done. I don't have to worry about it. It all started with Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks is like our Cabra extended family. He's always called to check, always, if something's going on, he let us know if we want to participate or whatever. They actually always buy products from us if they're going somewhere to showcase dairy products. They always call us and say, hey, we're going to need XYZ. Even if it's going abroad, they're calling. So I got to give them props. So tonight's discussion, I really want to focus on what we do and implore other people to give it a shot, because great things are in the pipeline for dairy in Jamaica. Great things. I'm going to get Paul on, or somebody from the agency, to let them talk about what they're doing. But from our perspective, they have great plans. We all know how government work. So if something takes longer than it should, we can't hold them to it, because it's just the way government work. It takes a long process to get things through the pipeline. But I know from our experience dealing with them that they try their very best to move things in a positive direction, and they have answers for you when it's not moving. So tonight, I want to the last time we did iGoat chat, I asked people how many people have actually registered their business, their operation as a business, how many people actually are in the process, and all of the above, and all the stuff we talk about all the time. I'm going to keep saying it until more and more people actually do it. One of the things that I realize is a lot of people talk about stuff, but sometimes you got to actually do something. You got to actually do something. You have to actually take a step. You got to actually just one step at a time to get there. And I've experienced and I've observed that there's a lot of talking people do. Then when you check them on it, they're like, oh, I didn't get around to doing this. Oh, I didn't get around to doing that. Oh, I'm going to do it soon, or whatever. All I'm saying is, when it comes to registering your operation as a business and start treating it as a business, take the first step of investigating how to register it. Or if you know how, go ahead and do it. Because I talk about this meeting. If you're interested in the dairy side of goat business, or let's say you have some cows and you want to get into the dairy side of things, the only way you're going to be able to access some of these resources that we know that the dairy board is working on is if you are actually a registered operating business. They are tightening their regulations, the way they operate, because they are eliminating the waste. They are serious about not giving you something if you're not serious about benefiting from it or moving the sector in a positive way. They are dead serious about that. They are not playing, which I have to respect and I have to big them up for that because there's a lot of Jamaica is just built on handout. You know what I mean? It started from way back in the day where they'll just give people things to shut them up or give them people things for their support and all that stuff. So the culture just developed on, oh, I'm going to go ask Rod or I'm going to ask this person for that or that person for this. I'm not saying you're not supposed to get the help and the support, but you can't turn around and just discard it because you didn't pay attention to what you're doing or you actually didn't know exactly what you're doing. So they give you a little piece of equipment and you just stay there and run down. Or they help you develop, a crop. And because you didn't do your part of how to cultivate it, market it, sell it, you give up and the resources that they give you just gone to waste. They're trying to change all of that. The JDDB. I sat there and hear them say that. What's that bank? The PC Bank? PC Bank is bankrupt because farmers don't pay back their small loans. All that's going to change. Now you won't be able to get no small loan unless you can prove that you're actually running a business. Actually show you have a checking account, you got cash flow going on. All of that's going to change. They're not going to just let you take whether it's a 50,000 or 100,000 and just walk away. And the people who have done that make it harder for the people behind them. So tonight, we're going to talk about this. If you're interested in goat dairy, I know Trudy has done a presentation on this already, right here on the show, explaining how the numbers work, how all of that stuff work. The part that I want to talk about is the easy access, the how manageable it is to get your foot through the door. You know what I mean? If the standard is 6 goat to 1 mature cow. So the reason we tell people it's easier to deal with to do goats than cow for dairy is because we emphasize women and youth that we think it's ideal for them. But if you don't have a lot of space, then you can't really do the cow. Because of course cow need more space and cow is harder to deal with. But what I've learned at this meeting is that, let's say if the reality is six goat to 1 cow. Right now, today, they're averaging about 6 or 7 quarts. The cattle industry is averaging 6 or 7 quarts per animal. There's animals that are giving you a lot more, but when you average it out. So their main focus now is to import new genetics, whether it's via AI or embryo or live animals, to increase the per animal production. So let's work with the 6 or 7 that they're doing now or whatever it is in the single digits. One really good Saanen or Nubian can give you 4 quarts. Let's say we'll be conservative and say, okay, 3 quarts. So 6 goat to 1 cow. If you have 6 goat to give you 3 quart, right? That's 18 quarts, right? Math good. Panda one there. Don't hold me to it because I'm really good for math. So then we're talking about if you can actually execute this, where the cattle industry is for there right now, you can surpass their production with having good quality dairy goats. Like, let's just say 10. If you have 10 good dairy goats giving you 3 quarts a day, that's 30 quarts for the day. You do the numbers on that. It's a decent, really good side hustle. And if you focus and say, okay, this is what I really want to get into and really want to do, and you plan out a way forward how to scale it. You know what I mean? So here's where I'm saying to people that are actually in the goat sector is that there's many different avenues you can take. It doesn't matter which avenue you take, you gotta have a plan. We emphasize the dairy thing because that's why we get into it, that's our focus. But any other one, you still gotta have a real plan. So let's talk about the dairy thing now, is that you should, if you're interested in it, figure out how to start, how to develop it, how to execute it, and figure out how to scale it. You can't go into it because you hear Ray upon iGoat chatter say it's a good move. And you know what I mean? 1 goat I will give you 3 quarts. If I have 10 goat, I get 30 quart. Boy, I'm gonna make a money. It's the same reason everybody is getting the goat business guy and say, oh, really? We can sell a goat for 100,000. Whatever, if I have 6 of them, that's at 600,000. No, it's not that simple, man. You know what I mean? They treat it as a business. You gotta figure out profit, production cost, what it costs you to produce it, what it costs you to keep the animals, feed the animals, what it costs you to harvest the milk, all that stuff. But as a small operation, you keep your overhead pretty low, and then you can have a higher profit margin. And if you have a real business plan, then you figure out how much of that profit you're gonna put back in the business in order to scale the business, in order to increase how many animals you have, in order to make a bigger facility to house more animals. And the best part of it is you should, because you're running a business, do your transactions through the bank, so the bank see that, yo, every month this person is putting $100,000 through their account. Money's going in, money's coming out. Money's going in, money's coming out. That's how the bank look at you and say, oh, this is a good customer. Because remember, they might charge you for transactions. You know, there's fees for everything. So if they see that you're an active business person and you're consistently running $200,000 through your account every month, they look at you favorable, and they will say, oh, you know, this person may qualify for a small loan, you know. And because we've had bankers on the show, these banks have tailored products for farmers. But you have to be a serious farmer. You can't be, you know, you can't have be Houdini disappearing act and all them things. Houdini and the escape guy. Who's the guy who disappears? Yeah, you can't be one of those guys. You gotta be serious about it. And that's the reason we're talking about this tonight. Because I want people to be serious about taking on what they deem is their passion. Take it on with gusto, like serious. All the business people in the way I admire and you see out there, that's what they do. They make sure them business straight, make sure they're tax compliant, they do their returns. They actually have a business account. They run transactions through their account. They do profit and loss reports. They figure out what their expenses are, what their production costs are. And I'm saying if you have 10 goat, then that's a easy feat to do. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a rocket science, but practice become perfect. You gotta have a system in place. So when you scale it, that system is in place to help you manage it. You can't wait till you get to 50 goat, then you say, oh, man, I don't know, I don't know how to manage this, I don't know how to report the dollars, I don't know how to run things through the bank, I don't know how to file my return. Nah, start it when it's not complicated, when it's not a lot to deal with. Start the process now. You know what I mean? So back to the deer thing. So if you want to be in it on the deer side, one of the big questions I was asked at this focus meeting was, is there a market for it? I can tell you the truth that the market for it is not as big as cow deer. However, it's an emerging market and it's a niche market. The price that you get for goat milk is almost triple the price for cow's milk. And the reason for that is because it's in short demand. And the nutritional value of goat milk is better than cow's milk. You know what I mean? It's like one of those specialized items, specialized product. However, as we've seen over the years, people are getting more health conscious. People are know that everything is accessible. A lot of information is accessible in your hand, in your phone. People are doing more research. People are coming across more information when it comes to health and what will be better for them. So that market is just going to grow. It's going to grow significantly over the next few years. You know what I mean? We've seen it. We've seen in abroad in the US, Canada, where goat milk, they got a massive shelf filled with goat milk and goat milk products, and the prices is double, if not triple, cow's milk and cow milk product. And I can tell you this much: they wouldn't be stocking it if it was sitting there not moving. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be on their shelf day in, day out, week on top of weeks. You wouldn't be able to go see it there if it wasn't moving. It is moving, and it's good business for them because it's there. It's getting a whole big shelf, a whole section. So anything foreign though, Jamaica go do it. So it's a matter of time before people with disposable income latch on and say, oh, you know what? I'm like how them they start drink almond milk and then start drink this. People are gonna be like, I'm gonna try goat's milk. Jamaica have a stigma with goat milk, but education and information, and then sometimes it's just trend it takes for people to just like, yo, let me give that a shot. Let me try this. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it tastes better. Oh, and before you know it, it's a booming industry because people health focus or people knowledge increase. But the key to it all is, if you're gonna get into it, there's no better time to get into it than now, when it's a manageable situation and the major players are not looking at it. Because if the major players start looking at it, then it becomes a problem for us small operators. You know what I mean? If Surge or True milk are one of them people that say, what? I can have 3,000 goat instead of 600 cows and get more milk? Or they'll just run them both because they already have the facility. They already have the packaging facility. They already got everything. All they need to do is stock goats. And it's way easier to import goats than it is to import cows. You know what I mean? One of the takeaway from the meeting is the challenges that the JDDB is having to import new genetics, new live animals, and all that stuff into the country. You think the goat thing did bad. Now they have a major challenge trying to get this thing through. So right now, it's the best time. Tomorrow may be better, next week may be better, but right now, tomorrow no promise to nobody. So this moment is a moment. If you're thinking about it, start doing your research, start exploring it. Visit farms that you know is doing this, i.e., Cabo Ranch, Dr. Young, Ruby. There's other people that are supplying Dr. Young, supplying Ruby with milk and stuff, but you want to see an operation that's actually doing the whole process, not just, one little part of it. You want to visit somewhere that's, from nutrition to harvesting the milk to processing the milk, storing the milk, all that stuff. You want to see it for yourself and say, okay, I think I can do that. You know, that's what you need to do because it is not complicated. It's not hard. It takes discipline though, because remember, you're dealing with a product that consumers have access to. So you cannot take risk with people's life. You know what I mean? You can't leave the milk out all day and then, oh, I'm going to forget the milk, and then you filter the milk with it and then send it off to the processor knowing that it's been sitting out in the sun out all day. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You have to be diligent. You have to care about what you're doing. And you got to be disciplined, because once you take 10 milking goat and start milk them, you can't just turn off it and stop milk them. You know what I mean? You have to milk them every day. That's part of the process, part of the commitment. You have to do it. You have to get up out of your bed and do it, or have somebody go do it every day for the animal's health and for the health of your business. You have to do it. There's no two ways about it. It's a commitment. That's why we're talking about it. I want people to know it's not just, oh yeah, I'm going to get into that and then, oh, you know what, I can't milk them today. No, it's all right, I'm going to do that tomorrow. No. It's a commitment that you have to commit to. Whether you commit somebody to doing it or you commit yourself to doing it. And that's why we think women mostly are favorable to do this, because a woman more committed than men when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? It's like, I use a child. A man will find a way, drop off the youth and mother, do all this stuff so him can go palav, go braff, or what's the new term, whatever, right? When I was coming up, mothers are more like, yo, they'll rather sacrifice not going anywhere if they're concerned that the child is not going to be taken care of. Now maybe a different thing, because you see so much stories of people left them youth, lock them up and give them the iPad for a few hours and gone party. But generally speaking, women were like, yo, no, I can't, I'm not going tonight because I don't have a babysitter, or my child's sick, or whatever. So that same natural commitment, I feel women is more suitable, because they exhibited over time that they'll, it doesn't matter how uncomfortable or tired, they'll get up and get it done. So if you're interested, Cabo Ranch is going to be developing and rolling out the women and youth thing to help people get their feet wet, help people understand what it takes, training sessions and all that stuff. And we'll give you guys more information on that because I think we're gonna need to partner with one of these agencies, preferably the JDDB, to execute this because we only have so much bandwidth. But we can't let that stop us from executing certain important visions that we have. You know what I mean? If we can get assistance to help people, that's what we'll do. You know what I mean? Like we're not ashamed to let people know we can't do everything by ourselves. This whole thing never happened because of just me and Julia Batana do it now. We got help along the way in so many ways. You know what I mean? From advice to consultation to actually on-site help. We've gotten a lot of help and we've always been grateful for it. Long discussions with people, friends. You got customers that turns into friends. You know what I mean? You got people who just call and say, yo, somebody we can do XYZ, and next thing you know, you're in the talk and you realize that you're up on the same page and they become your good friends. Peter McCook. You know what I mean? So we are all about helping. And I think once we finish doing the milk loans and all that stuff, we're going to be equipped to actually show people the potential that it has. And the more the merrier. If we're going to have a good dairy sector or industry, we need more players. We can't keep it to ourselves. We can't do it ourselves. We're going to need more players. We're going to need more people to supply milk. We're going to have to be able to share the pie and make a lot more people happy and a lot more people money. As Bob Marley say, if my life is for me alone, I don't want it. So the people the truth. If my life is for me alone, I don't want it. My life is for the people. You know what I mean? So that's our perspective. That's how we operate. That's how we've been operating. Sharing. We don't tell people everything we do, but we tell people a lot. You know what I mean? A lot. We share a lot with how our experience, what we've learned. Sometimes people have to tell us straight, say, yo, you can't repeat this because them know. If they give me some information where them know, say, I'm going to help people, I'm going to turn around and tell people, say, yo, you can get XYZ or you can do XYZ and make a thing better. You know what I mean? So people have to make sure them tell me, say, yo, I'm going to tell you, but you can't repeat it. It's not ready for the streets yet. You can't go public with it. And I honor that. I always honor it. You know what I mean? Like, the people them know themselves. They'll tell me things and I say, yo, this is off the record. Okay, cool. Keep it to myself until I can share it. Oh, another thing. Last time I did the show, and I was talking about the import animals and stuff, the cycle side thing. And I was mentioning some farmers and stuff. So I get quite a few calls and messages saying me not big up me also big up certain man in the business and me not talk up other people things and me make it look like certain people have quality animals and all that stuff. So I'm gonna set the record straight right now. For the people that are listening and who feel say that's what I do, I want to set the record clear. I only talk about what I know. And I only talk about things that I have permission to talk about. If you don't tell me your business, you're not going to hear about your business from me. If you don't tell me, Ray, I give you permission to mention this on iGoat chat, you're not going to hear it. I know a lot of people business because we have conversation with different people, but if you don't tell me Say, yeah, man, you can share that. I am not sharing it. The people stuff that I talk about, they give me permission to talk about it. And that's just the truth. That's just the facts. So if you feel say me only talk about certain people all the time or whatever, because those are the stuff I know, those are the people who are willing to share with me and say, yeah man, you can talk about that on the show. If you don't give me permission, I'm not gonna talk about your business. I'm not. And the people out there know who share information with me and know that them tell me, this is off the record. They know they've never heard it. I go chat. They never hear me bring up them business or what they tell me on iGoat chat. I may refer to information that I get, but may not say, I get it from XYZ or XYZ tell me this or whatever. No. Never gonna happen because my integrity is paramount to me. So the man may feel slighted, like say, well, me have nice goat too, the man one like say no one talks, so me have nice goat. It's not like that. It's just because I don't get permission to talk about your goat or your operation. If you give me permission, I talk up your things, good or bad. See, I just saw. So that's so that's just a side note to set the record straight because I forget to mention it off the top. And I did tell the people them that call me or message me say, it's the same thing. If you don't give me permission, you ain't gonna hear about it. So I'm making them know publicly. If you want me to talk up your thing and give you a mention or whatever, you have to give me permission to do it. Unless you put it in the public domain and I have all reason to comment on it. Other than that, you're not hear me say nothing about your thing. So back to the dairy thing. If you're interested, I would love to find out how many people are seriously interested in doing this because the thing is, if we're gonna go seek assistance to run this, Gigi, a free advertisement in that shadow, but she give me permission. Gigi, we see you have some nice wieners over there. People who not look wieners call Gigi. See her, she advertise some nice wieners. So if you're interested in this thing, dairy, goat dairy, let us know because in order for us to go to an agency or organization and say, we have this idea, can you help us? I got to show numbers. We got to show that, we got X amount of people really interested in doing this and they're willing to participate. I don't want to go to them and say, yeah, man, we know 10 people who want to do it. No, I want to have solid numbers. And I know that, people out there want to do it. Maybe they just may not know how to start and how to go about it because there's steps to this of sourcing the right animals. And don't be like Cabo Ranch, go buy some goat out so and say, we can milk them and then it just wastes of a year and a half, 2 years. No, start off right because now we have the resources to start off right. It's better to start off right than to start off with a bang and burn out. It's true. So if you're interested, just everybody got our links, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, or phone numbers are posted everywhere on all these socials. To shoot us a message saying, you really interested in this, so I can collect some data. So when we have schedule a meeting with one of these agencies, we have solid data on who wants to participate. And I could do the same for meat if I spend as much time on research in the meat sector. I would have been doing the same for meat. You know what I mean? Meat no need no help with that really, because goat meat, sell by itself, just sell. Depends on the price you sell it for anyways. But there's never anybody will say, them can't sell goat meat. So any questions? Because me can't keep this sweet and short. Peter McCook said 2025. You better start learn now. Don't milk two goat. Find somebody to milk two goat. If you ever feed them to the dog, feed it to the dog, but start the process. You know what I mean? Start the process. Start the process of harvesting, filtering, storage, all that stuff. Start the process. So when you get into it for real, it's already in the thing. You already know what to do. Um, so if you have any questions on this, shoot it now because tonight's gonna be a short one. Um, if there's any questions, my producer, let me know. Hmm? Get them on board now, Dr. Gabriel. Yeah, Dr. Young is like, get them on board. Like, I'm sure Dr. Young agree with me. Like, the more people we have participating, the stronger we are moving forward to get access to resources, to be able to have a voice like the cow people them have a voice. You know what I mean? Right now, we're just barely noticed, and it's because the 3 or 4 people that are doing it are shouting at the top of their voice. Say, see we over here, so see we are do a thing. You know what I mean? Dr. Young, Caberange, Ruby, whoever else is like at the top of their lung yelling that, oh, we over here, we're doing it too. You know what I mean? But we want more people to join us. So then when we go to the table, we have some strength. And we want to make sure we work with the JDDB because they are doing great work and they are really, really supportive of the goat dairy thing. Although officially, as per the government, goat dairy is not a part of the dairy thing. You know what I mean? Which the JDDB is working hard to get that legislation through to change that. So, any questions or comments or anything else you want me to touch on before we call it a night? Gigi says she joined late. She want to know what it is. We're talking about getting into goat dairy, Gigi. That's what we're talking about, and the benefits and how important it is to register and to formalize what you're doing. Another session, Trudy will redo her presentation with about the economic benefit of goat dairy. And she looking at me like, when did I say that? She just said it. You just said it, babe. You just did. You just said. You told me you have to tell people things 24 times before them get it. So doing your thing one more time is not gonna hurt. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people here don't remember it. And they don't remember how impactful it was. So I guess people don't have any questions. Me telling you, say, yo, no, nobody not go want buy it until them see Trudy I drive the Range Rover and pull up a Demby in a Range Rover, Don't wait until that happen. Dr. Young, Trudy, and Ruby will be driving up a Demby in a Range Rover. Peter said Jamaica is cool like Canada. No star. Maybe today, I don't know. Last night was. I don't know what the temperature was in Canada last night. Maybe my mom can tell you if last night was cool in Canada. But I for sure know so last night here was chilly. So I guess that's it. We don't have any questions and we can call it a quick night. And Trudy give me a thumbs up. She was like, yeah, for once. No, we have short nights sometimes. Sometimes we get into long debates, it's going an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. But if we can get a short presentation, that it will take it. -40. Last night, Peter, aren't you happy? Peter, aren't you happy? Howard say he'll be in touch soon. I know. There is our iGoat family and Cabaranch family that they're actually a part of what we're doing because of their similar interests. So I know we're gonna get these people support and they're gonna want to participate, and we're gonna do everything in our power to help and to supply whatever technical support and resources we can. And I mean, that was the reason we brought in a nucleus herd because we're trying to build out and to help people do it. Okay. All right. So if there's no more questions and nothing else, then we'll see you guys next week. Peter's a minus 12, not well, with the wind chill, you feel like minus 40. Wow. Yep. Yeah, that definitely what was it last night? Yeah. Well, 62 Fahrenheit. What is that Celsius? That's like low teens. It's not compared to minus 12. Not even close. All right, guys. See you guys next week. And looking forward to you guys joining us. And thanks again for participating. Have a great rest.